Radical.
I'm going to give you some quick thoughts on WWE SummerSlam 2025. Such quick thoughts. I'm outside. I just got home from shopping. And this is a recording I'm doing right with one foot out the car door, okay? That's how quick this is going to be. I got another upload talking about some WWE things. It's going to be a little bit more in depth, but SummerSlam, I just want to give some quick thoughts on it. Number one, for the most part, I liked it. I didn't pay to watch SummerSlam. I watched it through special means. Maybe if I paid to watch it, or if I was on the Peacock, well, even that's kind of cheap, right? So I don't even know their pay-per-view structure, if you actually pay for them separately or not. But it was okay. Like, I paid attention to the big matches. I like some of the women's matches. I'm a fan of Charlotte Flair. There's another one I like. It's not Becky Lynch. This is the second time. Oh, Rhea Ripley. I forgot her name before. But I like watching Rhea Ripley. She's a good wrestler, and I kind of like watching Rhea Ripley, if you know what I'm talking about. So her matches are nice. I don't get into the women's matches like I do the men's matches, just because I don't know. Like, they're okay, but I pay attention to the men's matches, specifically the upper tier matches. Like a lot of the tag team stuff, I don't really care about that much. So what I saw of the undercard matches, I think was okay, but I paid attention to mostly the two main event matches, which was CM Punk versus Gunther, and also Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Those are the two matches I paid the most attention to, although I did see the Roman Reigns match, and that was actually a pretty good match. In the past, I've talked about how they tried to push Roman Reigns down our throats as a big baby face, and we weren't getting it, we weren't buying it. People didn't like it. But now I think, about a decade almost later, maybe not quite a decade, I think it's perfect for him to be a babyface. I think it works right now, especially since he's closer to the end of his career than the beginning. I thought the CM Punk Gunther match was a lot better than the Goldberg Gunther match, but naturally, of course, it's going to be, with two workers like Gunther and CM Punk. I thought their styles, the different kind of styles, meshed pretty well in the match. A lot of chops from Gunther, man, and those chops looked like they freaking hurt, man. And you could tell CM Punk seemed to be on some of those chops. I don't know, like, maybe it's part of like the magic of pro wrestling, where it, maybe it doesn't hurt quite as much as it looks, but damn, I wouldn't want to be chopped by Gunther, man. The end of that match, I gotta talk about the end of that match, because like I said, it's gonna be kind of quick. This is not gonna be a full breakdown. It's gonna be an hour. This is quick as a lot of my other commentaries. The end of that match was pretty cool. You had CM Punk giving Gunther a GTS to go to sleep. And the first time I've seen this, I don't think I've ever seen anybody take the GTS to where it almost like it wasn't enough for Gunther. Like he half no-sold it, because he was still kind of like standing up and a little dizzy. So CM Punk picked him up again and did another GTS. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Maybe Punk has done that before, but so he pinned him, and he became a new champion. A new champ, right? For about 5 minutes. 5 minutes until the shocker, the first of two shockers on this night, two shockers that no one would believe, which was Seth Rollins came out on the crutches and then turned around and threw the crutches away. It's a classic thing from like old school wrestling, where someone just fakes an injury and then they're all fine. But this time it was combined with a Money in the Bank cash-in. So he comes down, you think, well, of course, he's probably going to beat CM Punk. Yeah. But you don't know if it's just going to be straight up to where like he starts the match and, CM Punk is still tired, or maybe CM Punk still kind of holds his own, and then there's some shenanigans by, Paul Heyman and whatnot. But no, what he does is he comes in there and he just beats the shit out of him with the briefcase. Then he gives him his, what's his maneuver? The curb stomp, I guess. Is that what it's technically called? Yeah. So he gives him the curb stomp. I don't know if there's another name for it. It might just be the curb stomp. But he gives him that maneuver. And in the background, sorry, that's my Chevy Impala. If you have a Chevy Impala, you know what that sound is. It's an incredibly annoying sound. It's, what's they call them? There's a word for it. It's near the air condition. And there's two of them. It's actuator. It's an actuator. And this thing has multiples. So I'm going to let the actuator just stop doing what it's doing. Yeah, this is real time. I'm going to let it stop what it's doing. I suppose I could walk outside the car, but this leather seat is really comfy. Okay, well, fuck you, actuate. Okay, now it's done. I was like, it usually lasts for about a minute whenever it does that. I think it's when you open the door or something, I don't know. So yeah, Seth comes down, and he becomes the new champion. New champ Seth, which is, I mean, it works, because you got him, you got a stable, and you got CM Punk's going to be chasing Seth, and you got other baby faces going to be chasing that stable. So, hey, I see why they did it. CM Punk got the nice little moment. He got the nice little moment, but 5 minutes is all he gets. So, on to Cena and Cody Rhodes. Before I talk about this match, I want to talk about what happened before. This could have been a separate upload, me talking about the botched Cena heel turn. Big moment for WWE, and got a lot of views, was when Cena, babyface, for pretty much most all of his career, he turns heel. And he starts kicking everybody in the nuts. He becomes like a heat-seeking missile for everybody's nuts, man. And that's, if you looked at his heel run, which was like 4 months, I don't know what's memorable about it. I mean, he comes out, he has some, good work on the mic and everything. I like the mic work for his heel run. And he just kind of took it to the fans and pointed out there a lot of hypocrisy. But why, WWE, why do you have, a couple days before this match, John Cena come out and basically go babyface again? And he even mentions how, something about the business, or, the heel turn was because of WWE, or they told him to do that, which I didn't like. Everyone knows wrestling is fake, but that's shitty for the product if you don't give a clear, concise reason. But part of his reasoning was, well, he didn't outright say it, but if you heard what he talked about on that episode of SmackDown, you probably rolled your eyes thinking, like, really? He could have just went with, man, he felt disrespected, some of the fans booed him, and he felt like he wasn't appreciated, but now he knows the error of his ways, and he feels appreciated, and now the real John Cena is back. I forget exactly what he talked about in that promo. But yeah, so he turns face. So it's a face versus face match. I think it hurt the match, because what you should have done, WWE, what would have made the most sense, is slowly have, I don't know why they didn't do this, slowly have John Cena throughout the match start acting a little less villainy, a little less heel. Maybe have even certain points in the match where maybe he hits him with a weapon, or he stops, like he's not going to hit him with the weapon, and you tell the story to where, maybe he just, starts to nod his head, like just kind of appreciating that Cody's got a lot of fight in him, and he kind of becomes a face throughout the match. I think you could have told that story. And I don't know why they didn't, because it seems like, watching that match, Cody acted more like a heel than John Cena. So, like, what the fuck? You could have done that story. Now, that would have been, a lot of people thought there was going to be a double turn during the match. Cena as a face, and then Cody goes heel, but that's not the direction that they went. Couple cool spots I remember is when Cena pulls out a move I didn't know which was in his bag, which was like a flip powerbomb type deal, where you kind of jump on their back and then you flip over, and it's like a sunset powerbomb. It's a really cool looking move. I didn't know he could do that. It's something more like a cruiserweight would kind of do. It looked really, really freaking cool. And one time they were battling off stage, and the riser that rises wrestlers up to the ring, they got under that, and Cena rises up, and he has Cody Rhodes on his back, and it looked pretty epic. And then he gave him the AA on the ramp. But, I don't know, like the AA on the ramp, just, Kind of seemed like he was because there's no bounce in the ramp. There's bounce in the ring. You know, it makes a little sense when there's more bounce. There's bounce in the ring. It just kind of like looked like he was dropping off Cody like a sack of taters. Whereas like a power bomb on the ramp or a rock bottom or a choke slam, that has more impact on a flat surface that doesn't have any bounce like the ramp. So it finishes, and I think even, well, Cody Rhodes gives John Cena 3 straight crossroads, and he kicks out of that. But then I believe something happens with the table. Well, speaking of, John Cena gave him a FU. I'm just gonna call it a FU. It's the end of his career. Let's go back to calling it the FU. How about that? Wouldn't that be so cool? Last year of John Cena's career, they go back to calling it the FU, right? But they're calling it the attitude adjustment. I hated that. So he gives him an FU, then gives him a super FU from the top. Doesn't that sound badass? The super FU from the top rope. Cody kicks out of that, though. And it ends, I forget exactly. See, I should have done this commentary right after. Something involving the table. I think there's a Cody cutter through the table. And then he gives him one crossroads and he gets the win. So, after the match, they show appreciation for one another. Cena's still in the ring, kind of soaking it in. And what do you hear? This is the second big shock of the night. The first big shock of the night was Seth Rollins. No one thought he would come back cash in because he was injured. Fake injury. The second is the return of Mr. Brock Lesnar. Yes, the beast himself is back, man. And there's certain wrestlers when they come back. The Rock, The Undertaker, Brock, whenever they come back, business picks up right that moment. Whenever there's a certified star, and there's not that many certified stars that are still with us, that can actually come back, are still wrestling, that can actually have such a big impact, like Brock. So he comes down, and he's just looking pissed, as Brock usually is. He comes into the ring, and I think Cena tries to clothesline him, but he dodges, picks him up, gives him the F5. So he's back, and he's targeting John Cena. Now, right now what's happening on WWE TV is, for some reason, John Cena is going to have a feud with Logan Paul. So the old bait and switch. If you see Brock, you're barely ever going to see him. You know, they might pay him like $1 million per appearance or something like that. I'm sure it's some crazy deal. Now, why a lot of people thought Brock would not come back is because he hasn't been on WWE TV in several years. And if you recall, he was actually implicated in some of that Vince McMahon stuff. Long story short, apparently, one of the deals for him coming back to WWE was Vince hooking him up, or him getting to see a female tinkling, or being with her as he was tinkled on. I don't know. There was tinkling involved. So, still, I mean, I don't think that's enough. There was a lot of people that were against Brock coming back, but, there's no solid proof of any of that. That's the difference between Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon. So anybody they can bring back without a lot of pushback, they will. But like I said, Cena's in a feud with Logan Paul now, which I don't know how they did it. If they had Logan Paul coming out, Cena challenging Brock, and you have Logan Paul, that works pretty good as the chicken shit heel to draw heat. Because that would make a lot of people pissed. Like, they would expect to see Brock and Cena, but no, they see Logan Paul. So he plays that character perfectly. Also, there was a Jelly Belly Roll. Jelly Belly Roll was in a tag team match, and I don't give much of a fuck about these celebrities, man. Another bit of good news is Travis Scott is 100% gone from WWE. Hallelujah. That 80-pound rapper had no damn business. And, Bad Bunny is a rapper too. He's maybe like 84 pounds. Okay, maybe like 100 and something. But at least Bad Bunny, he can wrestle a little bit. You take somebody, it's as tiny as Bad Bunny, but can't even wrestle, and even injured the ear of Cody Rhodes trying to wrestle. So no, like that's good. He's not back. Cena even made a reference to where, hey, he's going to be the only platinum selling rapper in the WWE from here on out. So that's my thoughts on SummerSlam 2025. I will have a long discussion coming up talking about some moves that WWE is making as far as their programming.